There are two ways of learning. It's a concept that sometimes we don't think about, and very often when we don't think about something or we're not aware of something, we really can't use it. There's a traditional approach to learning, and then there's what I call a smart approach to learning. The traditional approach is shown by the circle on the left of this slide with a line through it, and in the middle it says BSSS. That traditional approach stands for butts in seats, sage on the stage. You are the butts in seats. I'm supposed to be the sage on the stage. And the reality is that a lot of our learning happens that way, using this model. The fact is, it's not very effective at all. Studies and studies have been done, and maybe in this kind of a learning situation, we take away and actually find productive maybe 10% of what we learn. Our brains are not based on that kind of a learning approach. So, for you to be doing things, for you to be conversing, for you to be reflecting is an important piece of how you will learn, and that will ensure that you take something with you that's beneficial. So the SMART model on the right-hand side really shows the pieces of that. You have to soak things in. Maybe it's a review or maybe it's new information. But because you're adults and because you've been around a long time, that stuff, whatever it is, has to mingle with what's already there. Because there's stuff there already, right? And so you bounce it off and you figure, does it mesh? Does it fit? Can I keep it? Can I throw it away? And then you get to the part where you think, how can I apply this? Do I want to apply this? And so working your way through any learning situation includes these things because this is how our brain works. The R is critical. That's reflecting. In our society, we don't value reflection very much. We value action, movement, always being on the go. But we cannot learn and we cannot retain unless we reflect. So I've built that in as well. And then with those pieces comes the idea that when you learn something, when you figure out something that may be useful to you, you figure out how you want to transfer it, how you want to use it back home. And so your art forms, those colorful pieces of paper, are intended to help you capture pieces of your learning today, so that you can think about, so you can reflect, so you can consider what you might want to include and what you might not. Because the reality is that scientists can tell us now that this is how change takes place. And even though a number of the ideas from today may not be brand new, there may be things you would like to incorporate. There may be ideas you'd like to begin doing. There may be actions that you want to start in terms of your career and its direction. Any kind of change takes two things, because this is how our brains work. It takes focus and it takes repetition. Those two things put together create a formula for any change. How many of you have or have worked with, maybe you have a child who's 3, 4, 5, tried to learn to ride a bike? Any kid who's riding a bike is using that very formula. They are focused, they are intent, and they are repeating. They're on that bike again and again and again. So the kinds of things that you may take with you on the art form, the kinds of things that you talk about and consider today, because you're going to be doing a little bit of participating right where you are, is going to give you a better shot at transferring and figuring out what you'd like to take back to your workplace and to your life with you.